Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. As always, thank you very much for your tweets. Stevie Nicol with me in the studio. Robbo and Juls are back with us as well. Juls, how do you feel about your boy Griezmann showing up and proving Koeman wrong? I feel Barca had a great game.
You know, big players, big moments in the game. He gave the assist for the second goal. This is what we're talking about. No, he would have been upset not to start, of course, and we saw it on his face. I think at kickoff, it's not nice. I think he should have come on earlier as well. But I'm glad he gave that assist. And like we said on the show, I don't think they would play in that formation for every game now until the end of the season. I don't think it would work anyway. So I'm sure he will be back in the starting lineup, in a more conventional lineup, if you want, a more normal for what Barca have done this season. Because I still think he has a lot to offer and to bring. And I was just glad to see that he gave the assist to the Piqué goal and he took part of that win and that qualification.
We're recording things out of order today. So we haven't had a chance properly to speak to Stewart Robson, so let's welcome Stewart Robson to the show and say hello, Robbo. How are you and how pleased are you that the Barcelona game... Oh, fix your camera. How pleased are you that the Barcelona game went to extra time?
Oh, absolutely delighted that it went to extra time. You know, I just watched Milan, I just watched Manchester United, just got ready for the show, and then Pete tells me that there's some extra time in the Barcelona-Sevilla game. But I was able to watch it, and what a great game it was as well.
It was inevitable, wasn't it, Steve? We were Saturday. Once he missed a penalty,
as soon as
that was it, done. You just knew we were here late.
Yeah, and we weren't wrong.
No, we weren't. Robbo, how shocking do you find it that the pairing of Stones and Diaz has scored more goals than they've conceded? Are they the best centre-back pairing in the world currently?
Ooh, well, Manchester City are the best team in the world, so they haven't conceded goals. You could say Laporte, when he's playing, is another top-class player, but Stones has been at his best. Diaz has been excellent for them. So at the moment, you could say they are as good as anybody. There are other teams that have got good centre-halves, but they're as good as anybody at the moment.
Can't think of any pairing that's better than them right now. So absolutely, the answer is yes.
Are they better than the first-choice Liverpool pairing when they're fit?
Ooh, are they better? Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to say possibly, because I think John Stones on that right-hand side is a better football player than Gomez. Dan, you got me here. I don't want to say yes, but because it was so good.
Well, you can say yes. It's fine. Nothing bad's going to happen to you.
No, I'm going to say no.
Why?
Because I would have Van Dijk over Diaz on the left, and I'd have Stones over Gomez on the right.
Right.
Well, so I've split the pairings up. So one can't be better than the other.
That's a ridiculous answer.
No, it's not. The best pairing.
If you have to have Gomez and Van Dijk.
Well, I'm not giving you. I'm giving you.
That's not the question.
I want to pick two from four. I've told you. I'll pick.
No, that's not the question.
Van Dijk with Stones beside him.
It's not as if Liverpool TV are going to employ you anymore. If you say anything bad about...
I don't think you can turn around and say that one is absolutely better than the other.
I don't know why you're so defensive about saying it.
I'm not being defensive.
You're changing the question.
I want to be correct.
You're changing the question.
I want to be correct.
You don't have to say anything bad about Liverpool.
Not at all. Absolutely not at all. I want to be correct. And I think I would be wrong if I just turned around and said yes. After what? How many games have they played together?
17.
17.
No, I don't know.
Well, you're probably not far wrong, but Van Dijk and Gomez played together for about 40.
Right.
So it would be wrong of me to turn around and say that Stones and Diaz are better.
You'd have Gomez and Van Dijk over those two?
Well, considering we've actually got to that point with the explanation, then yes. Listen, if you've been so good over 40-odd games, as opposed to, say, 17 games, then clearly you've got to go with the 40 games.
Right. So are you buying this logic, Robbo?
Well, the one thing I would say about John Stones is that he hasn't been consistent over his time at Manchester City. Quite often he was a liability when he was trying to play out from the back. I don't think he's a great defender, but at the moment he's playing the best football in his career. So that was a yes.
Wow.
See, we got there. We got there.
Look, Robbo says it. So it must be right.
Well, it must be.
Right, wait, so my phone's locked and all the questions are on here. Is Klopp right, Juls, not to release players for international duty if they have to quarantine upon return? We heard Solskjaer as well talking about Bruno Fernandes.
I think it's a fair point. Listen, it's already a complicated season enough that if you have to let your players go at the end of March, and especially for a team like Liverpool who will play, you would think, Champions League next round as well, and then some of those players have to come and self-isolate for 10 days where they can't go training, they have to train in their own garden, they can't see anyone. This could mess up completely your end of the season, and I think that's unfair. So at some point someone would have to give, either the clubs or the national teams, but not everyone can be happy because it would be unfair on clubs, and you can argue that clubs also pay the wages of the players who then will go with the national team. So I guess clubs have the priority, and I completely understand if Klopp, Arteta, Solskjaer, Guardiola are saying like, hang on a minute, what if I let you go and play with your country against Albania and Ukraine, and you come back and you can't play for me, you can't even train for 10 days, what kind of state would I get you in 10 days time, let alone the games you're going to miss? This is completely unfair. So I think he's got a really fair point, yeah.
Klopp's 100% right as well, because he brought up, look, we're the ones who pay their wages.
But forget the money, right? Who in the right mind thinks it's a good idea to have anybody, never mind football players, flying all around the world in the middle of a pandemic? Yeah. And it tells you, well, not that I'm going to tell you something you don't know. It just shows you that, you know what, it's not about the players, it's not about their health, it's about making sure that all the FAs get the little piece of dough, because they couldn't care less about the players, because if they did, they wouldn't be asking them to fly around the world.
Meanwhile, former Hammer, Stewart Robson, what are the chances of West Ham finishing in the top 4?
Very slim, I would say. They need to keep Antonio fit. If he can stay fit, they've got half a chance, but there's other teams that are going to overtake them. I think Chelsea will probably overtake them. West Ham, as they often do, will come tumbling down at some point. Yes, they're a good team, particularly a good counter-attacking team, but against teams that sit back, I'm not sure they've got the armoury to break them down. So I think they'll be outside the top 4.
They haven't got the hammer to break it. No. Stevie, in your managerial days, if Celtic had offered you a contract, would you have taken it? It's a big job, but as a Rangers fan, would you have done it? You'd have done it.
I'd like to think so. I would have to have thought about it.
Well, the money, that'd be enough for you, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you're right. I would have taken it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, exactly. What are you pretending for? For Stevie, is there any actual defender that he thinks plays the same way he did?
Do you know, I actually... I know, here we go. Liverpool. I like watching Robertson play.
Right.
Because I like the way he plays. I like to think I played that way. When it came to defending, I defended with everything. And when I got to go forward, I did that with everything as well. So I enjoy watching Robertson.
You were better than him as well.
Oh, thanks very much, Dan.
Well, there you are. You would say that. And I think that's fair enough. In Robbo, I think we can be nice to Stevie for a moment and say that he's better.
Oh, of course we can be nice to Stevie. And Stevie could play in several different positions. So he was a versatile player and played well in all those positions.
I know.
I'm not sure he was as quick as Robertson, but probably a better defender and better passer of the ball, I would say.
Well, Robbo could never tell, because he was always looking at my number on my back.
Oh.
Halfway done.
Oh, here we go. Oh, dear.
You walked into that one, didn't you, Robbo?
All your questions are for Stevie. Stevie, in your last year at Liverpool, have you seen the youths, Gerrard and Carragher? If yes, did you think that they could actually achieve what they did?
I didn't know. They were still kind of in the academy stage.
Right.
They were just coming round to when they were getting to that stage of the career where the club decide whether they offer them a pro contract or not. So I didn't really see much of them.
Was there any buzz about Gerrard at all? Like, was anyone talking about this young kid who's going to...
No, that doesn't happen at Liverpool.
No?
No.
Owen must have been, no?
No.
Not at all?
Well, listen, when you're 16 and you're playing in the first team, then clearly there's going to be a buzz about the fans.
Yeah.
But as far as the training ground, as far as the academies, everything's low-key. Everything's low-key. Because things can change in an instant.
Right.
Particularly with a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
So...
final question. Any particular skills you want to learn right now or wish you had learned back in the day? Cooking, programming, DJing, martial arts? Well, who's to say that Stevie doesn't know all of those and many more? You should see Stevie coding. It's quite something.
Well, I can't cook.
Jules, what skill do you wish that you had?
I guess cooking. Cooking is a good one because my mum was not a great cook, so we never really had that in our house, and so I don't have a taste for it. I'm not patient enough anyway right now to do it. But I would have liked to know a bit about it to be able to prepare stuff and do nice things like that with the children as well.
Robbo is a very good gardener, aren't you, Robbo? That's definitely one of your skills.
I would also like to have been an architect. I'd love to, because I love looking at buildings and doing extensions. But I'd love to be able to do the architecture myself rather than employing somebody else to do it. That would always be my goal.
Oh, nice. What about you, Stevie?
Do you know what I wish I could? I wish I was a good handyman.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter what it is, I can't do it.
No.
And my missus, she'll be in the middle of cooking, and I'll be like, Eleanor, can you come and fix this?
But then when Ellen can't do it, you have a handyman who comes round.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell the plate story? Because I do enjoy this story to end extra time.
Oh, shush.
Go on, Stevie, you have to now.
Well, so my missus said to me, we needed something doing, right?
Right.
And clearly, obviously, I couldn't do it. And because Eleanor couldn't do it, we had to get somebody in to do it.
Yep.
And I said to her, I said, you know what? I said, we'll get them to have a look at that cupboard. I said, because the nuts and stuff, you know, when you open it up, I said, they must have dropped. You know, that's my terminology, my knowledge of the hinges, you know. I said, the hinges definitely have dropped. She went, all right, so I called the guy up. I said, hey, can you come and do that? I said, by the way, while you're at it, do us a favour.
Yep.
Have a look at the door on that cupboard. I said, I think it's dropped, you know. Anyway, he finished his jobs and he said to me, he said, oh, by the way, he said, see that cupboard? I went, yeah. He said, I want the hinges. I went, oh, what was it? He went, the plates were in the way. All you had to do was move. If you moved the plates a little bit further back, the door would have closed.
So the plates were too big?
The plates... No, we just needed to shove them back.
That was it?
That was it.
Brilliant, Steve.
There was something stuck at the back.
Right, yeah.
That was making them not go any further back. I thought it was
the hinges had dropped. Lovely. Thank you very much, Stevie. Thank you to Robbo and to Jules as well. We will be back tomorrow for more. Stevie, you're back in the studio.
Oh, it's loving it. Absolutely loving it.
Beautiful. We can't wait.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.